Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Coming at you today with a mostly vintage tool haul. As you can see there, I got a really nice scroller Craftsman saw in there. I got this vintage black Decker drill there. And I got a lot of bits and goodies, we'll call it, in this tin, as well as that plastic tote back there. And I got this like brand new Craftsman level. So let me show you what I got. Calling this one the $20 Holla video because I paid $20 for everything you see here. And I think I definitely got my money's worth. Let me know in the comment section. I kind of feel like this item alone is worth 20 bucks. Let me show you that first. So this here is a 24-inch Craftsman made in the USA, as you can see there. And it is a nice aluminum, and you could tell it's heavy duty. It's got these nice rubber ends on it. It's got these grips in here. So just looking at the design of it, it kind of, if I had to guess and place a year on it, I would figure it's probably from the early 2000s or so. My guess would be it's probably made by Empire, who makes a lot of levels. And, you know, that's one of those things where, you know, Craftsman going under, it wasn't just about Sears, or I should say Sears going under, it just wasn't about Sears. It was all the other tool manufacturers that used to supply Sears that felt that crunch. Whether it was Western Forge, in this case, even companies that were making levels. Now, I know Empire still makes a lot of levels, and I have one here. This is one that I've had for a while, just a cheapie, but it is made in the USA. It's plastic. You know, they don't go for a lot of money. I like these because you don't worry about if you bang them around, they break. You can still probably, I think they still make a lot of measuring tools that are made in USA Empire, but they do have some that are made overseas as well now. This one, though, is just really well made, and I would assume a USA-made level's got to be worth at least $20, and this thing is brand new. This is new old stock. I doubt this thing has ever measured anything, so let me keep moving along on what we got. Before we move on, I almost forgot that I had this level. I picked this up a while ago at an estate sale. It's the same thing, a 24-inch level, but this thing is just so well made. It says Mays, Johnson City, Tennessee. It's got the model number on it, and it's a beauty. And you could tell it's definitely been used. It's got some wear on it and whatnot, but I don't foresee myself really ever using this, or just in some light fabric, you know, applications, just because I think it's just a beautiful piece of history, and it's a great, you know, just a vintage old tool. I love that branding. I don't know much about Mays or if they're still around or whatnot. So that's another reason why I'm glad I got this one. I have a good quality level that I won't be afraid to use. Alright, so here is the next item, and I go to estate sales all the time, and I walk away from a lot of old drills. And then Scout Crafter did that whole series on drills, and I said, you know what, if I could come across these for the right price, there is something cool about them, and something you just gotta own. So this Black & Decker drill was actually in this Craftsman box, and I'll show you the Craftsman box. It is really cool, and it's got great graphics on it and whatnot. And I'll share that with you in a minute, but I want to first share with you this Black & Decker drill. It's a model U-3. It's a 1/4 horsepower, 115 volts, 2.5 amps, I should say. It's a 1/4 inch chuck is what I meant to say. And in the box, it actually had a chuck key. I'm not sure if it's the original one, but it fit on there, and it ran great. So I think this will be just really fun to just take apart, clean it up, and it'll work. I mean, this will shine up like a dream. And I gotta figure, you know, they're getting decent money for these. It's got the little button on here. You could lock it, so if you used it in a, you know, with a wire wheel or in a drill press, you could just use it as such, which I think is a neat feature. So not sure the year of this. You know, if I had to guess, I would probably figure 70s. It's got the 3 prongs. I know that kind of can help you date stuff when it has that, and you don't have to worry as much about getting shocked, I guess, since it's got the ground plug on it. But let me give you a quick run, and you can hear what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good to me, and with this appearance, it's got to have light use, original cord. Can't beat that for a couple bucks. So let me show you the box that it was in, and I just love old packaging like this. It's, you know, it doesn't have a year on it. I searched all over. This says type 1 drill. Not sure what that exactly means. It looks like it's got some sort of plastic case on it and whatnot. So I would guess it's probably from the 70s. It's got no UPCs or anything on it. I really like the back of it though, where it just shows the Craftsman accessories that you can get. And you know, this one here is that speed reducer kit. So this was definitely from a time when the drills didn't have variable speeds on them. And it's just showing you a couple other things. I love those old Permatex cases as well. So nice little box to just kind of have some nostalgia. Not much to this box. It just got a print here, which is a really cool print, and I'm glad I got the actual original box to match what's inside of it. But look how cool this is. I love when you can find that original price tag. $49.99 for this. So just imagine how expensive this would have cost, or what that would have been in today's dollars. Call this from the early 70s or so forth. And that's why people just took care of their tools. That's why tools lasted. They were made to last. They were made in the USA. They were made by quality craftsmen. Don't get me started. Let me show you what we got in here. So a little bit of a backstory before I jump into this one. I recently sold my Delta scroll saw, that big industrial one, to make some space and to get a little cash for my Dake press. But you know, I never really used it. It was finicky. So I was thinking, if this actually can do some of the function of a scroll saw, then hey, I'm ahead of the game. And honestly, my DeWalt saber saw, I would do a lot of the functions that I could do with that big scroll saw. So let me show you this. What makes this a little bit different than, say, a traditional saber saw. Before I do, just take a look at this though. I mean, look at this nice steel. I mean, look at the branding. That is just going to clean up like a dream. Definitely has a little bit of use, but I mean, this thing was built like a tank. Solid. Definitely's got some plastic components to it. But the actual steel and metal on it, and the plastic is sturdy as can be. The original cord seems to be in good shape. The cord on this one does not have a 3-prong on it. It may still be some sort of grounded or insulated, as it says, but you know, that may help kind of date it as well. You guys know a lot better than me with a lot of these things. But what makes this one so unique is that it's got this scroller on the top. So what this here is a switch, and the switch will either lock the blade or open the blade. So then what you could do is, as you're steering this, going through a pattern, you could kind of make those tight turns. I doubt it'll do the function of a scroll saw as good, but if, you know, if it's good enough and then you could hit it with some sanding, that would be great for me. The other thing I'm curious about is what type of blade it uses. Does it just use a regular type of, you know, like that you would use in a saber saw, a jigsaw type thing? I'll have to do some homework on that as well. And then just thinking about the power of this. This is only a 2.5 amp. You know, could this really cut through a 3/4 inch piece of plywood like I could do with my Delta bandsaw? I could get through a pretty big wood with that, with the power that had. So let me know if you ever had one of these. Is it kind of gimmicky? Is it actually a really good functioning tool? Either way, for a few dollars, I just had to have it. Look at that. Beautiful. And for you guys that watch my channel all the time, you know that when I'm at these estate sale, garage sales, I like to find a vehicle to put some stuff in that I don't mind owning and keeping, because you basically get it for free, because you're usually paying just for the contents is what's inside of it. And I did that twice on this pick, this being the first one. The first being this Union steel chest. Nice heavy duty little kind of strong box, cash box. It says Utica security box, Leroy, New York. I believe that's how it's spelt. And I actually been up there once for work, and it's a great little town. Doubt they're making any stuff up there these days. And look at the inside of that. Kind of brand new. And my guess is it was some sort of kind of strong box, little cash box or something like that. And I got a couple of little goodies in it, so let me show you what's in it. What I got in here is not too crazy, but a couple of nice items. A bunch of drill bits here, USA made, Craftsman. Look at the little logos in there, the Craftsman logos on the plastic imprint. I mean, how cool is that, the detail back in the day that went into stuff. So I got that in there, a couple of drill bits, just this little, I needed a little screwdriver thing to go on my wall in the back shop to hold some stuff. So I got that in there. Light switch, maybe use it on an upcoming project for a switch or something on a drill press, who knows. But either way, I mean, look at that. Look at the branding on it. I just love this old stuff. Sold by Sears, 55 cents. New old stock. It's got the wiring diagram in the back. Days before, you know, someone running to the internet and things like that. Made in the USA. All over it. Printed on it. Stamped in it. I mean, that is just a beauty. And of all the cool items, this actually might be one of my favorite. It's just nothing more than a little tack puller, nail puller, Barcolo Buffalo. And that says USA on it, and it's in great shape. Look at that. This is just one of those really fun projects to clean up, lay a little paint in there. I seen somebody recently do one of these, and I looked online, and I said, that is a really cool item, but, you know, 10 bucks plus shipping, and who knew, I actually came across one this day. Here's nothing more than just a little lineman's pliers, but what makes this one kind of cool is, if you can see it there, it says Utica. My only concern with this is it looks like, look at that, got a chip in the tooth, so might be one to just practice on, clean it up. It'll still work fine with that chip. So let's see what else. Last couple of items in here. This here I got because I recently did that video where I picked up that, well, I didn't pick up, but I was putting together a toolbox for like on-the-go mobile toolbox, and I showed you guys the items that I have in it, and then I said, hey, let me know if there's any items that you think I need to add to it. And a lot of you said, hey, Tom, you do not have a good quality cutter in there, a utility knife. So this one seems like it'll do the trick. It's got a bunch of blades in the handle, so that's why I grabbed that. And then the last couple items in here, I love when I could get some wire that's the solid copper. This comes in handy, you know, much better than the strand wire. You need to hook a couple of alligator clips to something and so forth. Always great to have. Actually have a broken one of these on one of my spigots outside, so I saw that and grabbed that. And this is just a no-name pliers from what I could tell. I was really surprised because when I saw the age of it, I figured this had to be something USA made. So maybe when I clean it up, I'll see the owner's marks on it. But if not, fun tool to practice. All right, and here's that second vehicle I used to bundle. So it's this Sears hanging tote. It's that plastic that they've used for toolboxes and whatnot that I love so much. And I actually put the drill in there. So just so you know, it just gives the, you know, when you're bundling stuff, people give you a better price. Yeah, they move it around. They see you got a bunch of junk in there, but hey, that's how you can get yourself a great deal. So let me show you some good little surprises in here as well. All right, so let me show you this item. This is the hanging tote that I talked about, and it's just a really cool Sears made in the USA plastic tote. You can hang it by the handle. You can throw some drills in it and other stuff. It's probably about a little over a foot maybe wide, about 5 inches roughly deep, and it has a great handle. It just feels really ergonomic. So I was glad to have that. And let me show you the items I laid out. So a couple items here that stands out. Not going to go through everything. You can see I got a bunch of type of abrasives that would go in a drill. Makes sense that that was a drill carrying case because everything in here is basically a drill component. A Nicholson hole saw, still really sharp. You know, this I'd never seen before. These are glass and tile drill bits. I think that's Ace brand. Oh no, that's Do It Hardware. I don't know. Not 100% sure about that, but it looks like he used one of them to drill in a glass or a mirror, some type of carbide tip that goes in there. This is just an empty index for some drills, but you know, it looks like this might have been a quality drill bit. So I'm hoping to have a bunch of those in the drills, which I'll show you in a minute. My plan is, though, with all those drills, is I got one of these indexes a while ago. I got a few of these laying around, and I got piles of these drill bits. As I go through them, they're real high-quality ones that are made in the USA, Germany, and so forth. My goal is to fill these up and have all these extra sets around, so I actually use them. I mean, look at this. This is almost like... Sorry, something happened with my camera there, but yeah, look at this. A 5-piece Vermont American masonry drill bit set. So, you know, that'll be a great item to go in my to-go toolbox as well. And you got to figure that's got a little bit of value to it. Here's another item that you guys said I needed for my on-the-go mobile toolbox. One of those kind of like, I don't know, I guess you would call them like a torpedo style level. So that'll go in there. This I was excited to find. I thought, you know, I got a million of these that say DeWalt on them, but this is a Craftsman. It's got a, oh man, that magnet is strong. Made in the USA, brand new number 2 bit. And I think this is actually made in the USA as well. And then this, I have no idea what it is. It's got to be something. It's plastic. It's chintzy. It's got to be something gimmicky. But I'm trying to figure out what the heck it's for. It's got these bearings in it or something. I don't know. Nothing locks into it. I have no idea what the heck that is. And then this is the bits I was talking about over here that I plan on going through. Hopefully, I did look at some of them. They look like they're USA made. Some of them did look a little bit junky. But this I thought was kind of cool. This, to me, looks like some sort of rasp that you would use on maybe sheetrock to kind of trim down a corner. Possibly could use it on wood, but to me, it feels like it might be really useful with sheetrock. And there's just a close look at the drill bits I picked up, as I'll sort through those in time and keep the good ones. All right, one last look at my $20 Holla. Got some really cool items in here. I love that little tack puller. I got that level and cutter for to add to my mobile toolbox, which I'll be doing an upcoming video update on here in the near future. That great level that had to be worth at least what I paid, and then those really vintage Craftsman scroll saw and Black & Decker drill. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe.